This is Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. I'm with Emily, I'm with Gareth. We're in Edinburgh.
We are.
Yes.
And if you want to text us about anything, we're on 8 12 15. And if you don't, we're still on 8 12 15. And if you want to text Radio 4th about anything, you can phone them directly on 0845 345
Why would they do that?
Well, because they might just want to phone the Radio 4th bloke and say, hey, what's happening?
Who answers the phone if they do that?
We do.
No, we don't.
No, don't we?
No, I think, I don't know.
We'll find out, phone it up and text us, tell us who answered.
Oh, it's too complicated. Anyway, good morning. It's lovely to be on. I think that's the phrase I was after. I've had something of an adventure.
What happened?
Well, I was supposed to stay in a hotel. There's a hotel 3 doors away from Radio 4th.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, so I thought, well, how lovely would that be? I mean, you could get up at the very... I could be sitting here now in a dressing gown and just wandered round.
Oh, I'm glad you're not.
Anyway, I got there, and the woman said, I'm sorry, but the people who are in your room haven't left. They've gone out. They've taken the key. She said, they've left all that. She said, it's... I said, what are they like? Because I thought, is it going to be trouble?
Why did you say, what are they like? What difference did that make?
She said
See if
to
you could
me-
befriend them.
Did you mean what are they like? Oh, what are they like?
Yeah, that's what I meant. But she took me literally.
Yeah.
Because I thought if it's going to be... Because I thought if they've got the key and I'm going to sleep in that room, they come in at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I want to know whether they're people I can reason with or whether they're people who might strike me. So she said they're a very nice couple, 2 men.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, that's no problem with that.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, they tend to be more reasonable homosexuals. I think you'll agree, not so, aggressive.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, okay. But still a bit, or I wouldn't have slept well knowing that someone could turn up. She said, she said their bags are packed. She said they've left some hand cream out.
Oh.
Lovely. So, chapped, I thought. But anyway, I didn't... in the end, I ended up going to another hotel, so that's where I mean, it was unsatisfactory.
Why did you go to the other hotel? Because you couldn't get in?
Well, she offered to drive me to a nearby...
She drove you to the hotel?
She drove me to another hotel. It's come to this. When she offered to drive me...
Why did you
Her
get
own
in?
car?
Yeah.
Yes, in a car. What do you think? By whip?
Yeah, but why did you get in the...
She said, can I drive you? 2 sheepdogs came in.
Yeah, but Frank, you shouldn't be getting into a hotelier's car. You don't know the woman.
I know. I mean, I have Keyman insurance. I don't know if you're aware of that. Anyway, we went round there, and I stayed there last night. It was.
How was that?
It was an NS, as I would call it, an
What does
NS
that
hotel.
mean?
No shampoo.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no shampoo, and the smallest tablets of soap. I thought they were Scrabble tiles when I got in there. And I think one of the engineers is looking quite angrily. He's on the phone. I think someone might have phoned that number. Oh, heck. So anyway, I for the first time in many years, I slept in a single bed.
Oh, how was it? Did you enjoy it?
I loved it. It was like being cheese on toast. I slightly overlapped everything, but I kind of gripped on. Do you remember Hoggy Bear? Not the one from Starsky and Hutch, but Hoggy Bear used to be a toy.
Oh, okay.
That you clipped it onto things, and when I woke up, I was gripping the sides of the mattress because I can't reach in a double bed, and my toes were hooked on the bottom. So if you'd have turned that bed upside down, I would still have been on it, and that was good to know. Oh, I'm worried now that people are phoning.
So am
I
I.
was joking. People are phoning. There's a man with a big moustache looking very
The man
angry.
with the
in the other room.
moustache, he was moustache winner, moustache of the year, he won.
Did he?
I don't know, I've just made that up, but he should have.
What do you win if you win moustache of the year? Do you win another moustache? A backup.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
So that was me. I've heard that. I always thought the little soaps was to save, so that like a big tablet wasn't, had to be thrown away. But someone told me it's an insurance thing, that if you're in the shower and you drop one of those on your foot, there's no problem.
Oh, is that
But
right?
if it's a big tablet, because there's something like, I think it's 2.5 million tiny bones in the top of the foot.
I think it's just because
Really?
it's cheap hotels
it
trying to
might be
make
8.
cheap excuses for why their products are so shoddy.
Oh, whoa there. I was in a family room, that's what I was told. There was a double bed and 2 single beds. I mean, you could get a whole...
Was that a family room?
That's a family room. You could have got... Say, if ABBA had stayed there after... So after one of them had divorced, but the other ones were still together, it would have been absolutely perfect.
Did you have a bedspread, a nylon bedspread?
I had... I thought as there was 2 single beds, I'd take advantage. I had 2 duvets.
Did you?
Oh, it was absolutely cosy as anything. I'll be glad to get back to London, I'll be honest. Don't know what you...
No, I really love it here.
Oh.
I might move here.
But
love
London
it.
pride has been handed down to us. London pride is a flower that's green. Everybody.
I'm joining in with that.
Pride is
Never heard of that song before.
town.
Is this a song?
Do you not know it?
I've not heard of that before.
Realise I see the costermonger. You don't know it?
Oh, is
No.
it from My Fair Lady?
I don't know what it's
No.
from. I don't care where it's from.
Thought
It's
you
where
said
it's
Eliza.
going. That's what I care about. Look forward.
Where's it going?
You've changed since you've had your nomination. Your
The
nomination. Yes, I've
nomination.
mentioned it.
Yeah. That's all he's been
Gareth.
going on about.
I should say that Gareth has been nominated for Best Newcomer at the Edinburgh Festival in the comedy world, which is congratulations.
Thank you. That's
Congratulations, well
really
done.
moving.
And I'd like to
I'd
point
just
out...
like to say
Oh,
thank
hold on.
you to
Shut
all.
up.
He's already started botting in on
Shut
Emily.
up. I'd like to point out that I think you've got better looking post-nomination.
Really?
Yeah. I confessed to Frank, I said, I quite fancy Gareth now he's got that nomination.
Oh, it's a celebrity element. That's
It's
what
the
it is.
glow of success.
Now the stench of failure's gone.
I wouldn't say it's gone. Exactly. Yes, he has gone. He's got a bit more dashing.
He has, hasn't
He's
he?
saying to me this morning he's starting to think his marriage was perhaps a little hasty. No, he didn't. Laura, if you listened, he didn't say that. But you know, this is what happens: is that you marry a nice, little comedian, doing well, and all suddenly that gets a nomination, bit of TV, and
Next thing you know, it's Abby Clancy.
exactly.
Tom Clancy's wife. Who's she?
There was, and I like your. This is what Gareth told us, that he had an idea he might get a nomination because a strange omen had occurred.
Oh, yeah.
Now this is someone who's looking for an omen. You know when you're looking for an omen.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. I think it was. I couldn't work out. So what happened is on the morning of when the nominations were announced.
Now imagine Gareth's mood on that morning. Everything was nomination based.
I was fast asleep. And Laura, the night before, we'd been
Was it a
out
Saturday?
to Al Murray's pub quiz.
Oh, yeah.
And she had very badly...
Did she have a fruit-based drink?
She did. Yeah, we did. We had cider.
Oh, you had one as
No,
well?
that's not what they mean, I don't think.
No, when I got there, I had a pint taken off me.
Oh, blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they give you a biscuit and a cup of tea? So go on.
She very badly banged her elbow. And you know when it kind of shockwaves go throughout your body?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And she felt it in her teeth, she said.
Did she?
And the next morning, so she woke up Ethan, and the pain was so terrible.
Ethan's your son, not
Yeah.
a friend or anything.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
a toy,
just
not a local
some
toy boy.
bloke.
Yeah.
And she said she felt so much pain, she felt sick.
Goodness.
Oh, that's like when I went on London Transport.
When you walk down the street.
Yeah.
That would have happened to me if those blokes had come home in the middle of the night. So carry on.
So she went to A&E. Her
Oh,
mum was
my
there, so
God.
her mum looked after Ethan. So she went to A&E, and
She was in H&E. Do
they
you remember H&E?
No,
you
not
wouldn't do. When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, H&E was a naturist magazine. This is a time when rude magazines weren't common,
Yeah.
but it was naturism, you know.
What did it stand
naked
for?
Health and
people.
efficiency.
Efficiency.
I don't know where the efficiency
was the
came.
efficiency
Some of them
for?
look wholly inefficient.
Well, it's more efficient.
Anyway,
And so she had to have X-rays, and the doctor said that she had very nearly broken her funny bone. and she damaged the nerves right in the elbow, and they had to X-ray the funny bone to see if it was broken. How weird is that?
So you took that because it was the funny bone. That was an omen you were going to get. No,
well,
I
didn't know if it was a good omen or a bad omen, really.
If only she'd been admitted, then you'd have thought, oh, good, she's going to be on a ward. Yes, eh?
Oh my
on
goodness.
a ward, you'd have been thinking to yourself. God.
That's true.
Sarah Millican is our guest this morning, who's also nominated. She's nominated for what we'll call the big award. The main award.
So that means we've got... And you've won one, Frank, haven't you?
And she'll be delighted because her boyfriend was run over by a clown car this morning. She's taken as a very good omen. Yes, I've actually won one, so it's a complete...
You've won one?
It's an Edinburgh Award Festival. Where do you fit in on this,
for
Emily
me.
Dean?
Well, I don't know. What am I going to do? Can we throw some money at this problem? Who do I speak to about this? I need to get a nomination.
Have you ever had a relationship with anyone who's won an Edinburgh Award?
I might have.
Hey!
Frank Skinner!
Well, don't look at me, everyone. What are you looking at me for?
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
We've had some texts in, Frank.
That's good news. What, on 8, 12, 15?
Yeah.
Good.
This one was from someone, I like his name, Donal Egan.
Ah,
Don't you like that?
I do like it.
He says, Frank, you know that trumpety jingle you started playing a few months ago?
Trumpety jingle.
Yeah.
Hold on. Does he mean... There are trumpets involved, I think you'd agree.
Frank just bent his knees and lifted some weights as he did that.
Yes, I think that's probably I'm thinking trombone, but I don't know enough about brass instruments to push this point.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's
the way it
trombone.
goes, because it'd be hard to do with the vowels.
Oh, there's the voice of authority on the
You
trombone.
give them one nomination,
I know.
they know about brass instruments.
I know about brass instruments. I played the trumpet for a while. So
Did
anyway,
you?
yeah.
Oh, well, but perhaps you could bring one in and give us a...
I wasn't very good on it.
Oh, they all say
No,
that afterwards.
That'd be great if you...
If I brought a trumpet in.
I'll tell you what, if you don't win the award next week as a punishment, you have to come in and play the trumpet.
Punishment?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
What sort of support is this for my...
Well, we've got to find
Get used to it.
something to make you do it, because you won't play
a
the trumpet
punishment
voluntary. I say
not
you won't play the
winning an
trumpet
award.
voluntary.
Stop arguing,
Let me hear you
two.
say...
Honestly.
Anyway,
real dad.
Shut up! He's really changed.
he's just this nomination. He's so changed.
I
got
told
so
you not to bring...
arrogant.
Don't bring
Oh,
up the
punish
parents.
me. You should punish me. That's what you should do.
Shut up.
It's just become 3 people shouting now. I'm sure I used to live next door to us. Go on.
That was your hotel last night. 3 people shouting.
That was the name of it. That's a different kind of a spot. Anyway, we had...
Donal
Donut O'Hara, what was he called?
Donal Egan
Yes.
had a good idea, which is that he said, where can I get hold of it? I want to use it as my tone when I text, so even if it's bad news, I'll still be happy.
Oh, that's
I think
good.
that's good.
Does he mean his ringtone or the tone of what he's written? Because that's been interesting.
Yeah, so it'll all be...
You know.
My wife's given birth to a child. It'll be like, I
Yeah.
don't know if you could... How could you do that?
I don't know.
It will come, it will come, it will surely come. It's a little quote from Brian Eno's The King's Lead Hat, if you know that song.
We had another email during the week. It says, "Dear Frank, Emily's not alone."
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, that's a big
There's
question,
more.
isn't
Sorry,
it?
there's more. There's more.
Oh, God, I don't know if we should debate that.
Although last night was pretty good. Anyway.
Dear. Emily's not alone being stood up at a Paul Weller concert.
Oh, yeah.
I was too. Left walking around the outside of the Albert Hall looking for Jenny.
Looking for Emily. Well, when we worked this out, it was just a misunderstanding. They went to the wrong place.
Wouldn't that be amazing, Frank?
and
I'd love
then you
it.
met up with this.
If that
person.
was the ending, that would be like the ending to a rom-com. We'd have to go to the Paul Weller gig together, wouldn't we?
That was a Freudian slip. But we won't repeat it. I don't
Paul
think.
Weller gag. I gave up looking before it started, so didn't miss anything except my date. Paul from Hong Kong.
Paul.
Oh.
It's actually him. Paul Weller. Paul Weller got dumped at a Paul Weller concert.
I'll meet you at my gig.
You're doing impressions now as well.
I don't know. If
I'll meet you at my gig. That has been said to me before by people I've dated quite regularly.
I'm sure.
Oh, well, I like
What
the
is
sound
it
of Paul.
about Paul Weller where the people don't... People get... What's the phrase? Stood up, isn't it?
Well, do you know what? Maybe it's a certain type of man. He's a bit commitment phobic and heading towards his, middle years. That's what it
maybe.
is, maybe.
Yeah.
Finding two people who both want to go to a Paul Weller gig is not an easy thing to do. Not the best.
Now cutting, Mr. Nominee.
Not
Yeah.
the best thing for a date.
Yeah. I went to a faith healing gig where several people got stood up,
Oh, God.
but not for long. Oh dear. Anyway, so that's this week's phone in. What's your best ever traffic jam?
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
And in case anyone's confused about this week's phone in being about best ever traffic jam,
Did we apologise for the number, by the way?
Let's
do our housekeeping.
I read out a phone number earlier, which
Which was my number. No, it
yeah,
wasn't.
when you phoned, it meant that someone in Glasgow got a lot of phone calls. So stop phoning, please. I made a mistake, and I apologise.
Oh. It's like Tiger Woods.
not-
So
yeah.
emotional.
Exactly. And where did that go? They got divorced in the end.
exactly.
I thought it was all sorted. He took her on a big cruise. What do they want, these people?
He should have just said, I had a great time here, but he didn't need to apologise.
Well, that's one way of looking at
Yeah.
it. So yes, so there's a traffic jam in China. Yes. Oh, they've got the cars now, and it lasted for. Was it 10 days?
10 days, apparently. Yeah.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Now, you see, a lot of people would think, oh, no, that would be an absolute nightmare. But there's something I quite like about it. I find them a bit cosy. I do. It's like, when I was a kid, a lot of men that live locally used to sit in their shed just to get away from the wife and the family, just sit in the garden shed. Mr. Parks, 2 doors away, you may recall.
Oh, yeah, I know his work.
He's the one who used to put a matchbox on the top of the shed door, open shed door, and I used to be in my cowboy outfit two gardens away, and I'd fire and shoot it off. And it wasn't until I was about 30 one day I thought, he must have been kicking that door with his foot.
Yeah.
I never worked it out. I'll tell you what was brilliant. Sometimes he made me miss. So sometimes I'd shoot, it wouldn't go down. I'd have another go. I'd learnt a valuable lesson from Mr. Parks about determination and endurance.
Wow.
So, so I like a traffic jam, and I wondered if people wanted to maybe text in on 81215
The favourite ones they've had.
about all things or lovely things that they do
Yeah.
in a traffic jam.
What's your favourite one? Have you had a good one?
Oh, I've had some classics.
Have you?
Yeah, I bought I remember. I decided, I used to like Kraftwerk when I was a kid, the band, and I decided to buy, I was in FOP, FOP, the bargain record.
Oh, yes.
And I bought a couple of these Kraftwerk CDs, and then on the way back I got stuck in a massive traffic jam, and I played them both twice, and it was absolute bliss. I didn't want.
You almost welcomed the jam.
I did. I was in a traffic jam once in France, and
It was
people were just blasting their horns. They knew no one could move, but it was a sort of a statement about
Letting people know you're there.
Yeah, I love that. I'd like to sit in one just going. Because if it's a very stressful one, and I'm starting to, if I've got to get somewhere quickly, and I am, I'm feeling the pace, then. Just wind down the wind and maybe chat to the fella next to you. Hopefully it would be Paul Weller. You could say, not the first jam you've been in, obviously. See, it would all work out.
I was in a great jam once.
Yeah.
On the way back from... Mine has a celebrity element.
You don't mean a preservative, do you?
No. On the way back from Nebworth, I'd just seen Oasis play. It was 1996. And I remember a lot about it. And what was weird was it was about 5 hours, the jam. I mean, it was a proper full-on jam. But what was great was that everyone just, that moment when you decide to just, I'm going to turn my engine off, and you just give in to the jam. Isn't that a great moment?
When you turn your engine. Some people
I
get
love
out.
it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, no, well, that's what they did. All these boys in anoraks and parkas and kind of indie hair running around. I loved it.
But I love that, because what you've done, basically, you've parked in the middle of the road. It's like being George Michael. No,
it's so not like being George Michael.
Well,
Frank.
it's like that particular element of just parking in the middle of the road. No, I love that, though, when men get out and
I
stuff
love it
like
when
that.
men get out.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
So we've had some texts on this fabulous subject.
We have, on 8, 12, 15, about traffic jams.
Yes.
Could be my favourite ever texting so far. Dave of Essex says, a large chemical...
Hold me close, don't let me go. It's good of him to text in when he's in whatever that play's called in the West End.
The Fair Man.
All the fun of the fair.
Why does everything you do have a fair theme to it?
I don't know, I think it's because he's got an earring. Anyway, carry on.
Because I've got this earring. Maybe it could be about a
Shut
fair.
up, I know you've been nominated.
Honestly, he's a different
It's
man.
a running commentary now.
He's a different... You'll have to get him his own show. There's no room for both of us.
I know.
We're like rotting stags.
Rotting. I thought it was a rotting stag.
Yeah, you are.
Dave of Essex. Hold me.
Don't.
He says, a large chemical spill on the M1 gave me the couple of stationary hours thinking time I needed to choose between the two girls I was seeing at the time. I picked the wrong one.
Oh, no, that was probably the fumes.
Oh, it would have been. Oh, Dave of Essex.
Oh, great. You see there, a traffic jam, it gave him it gives you a bit of thinking time. If you can just relax and make the most of it.
Give in to the jam.
Recently, I got stuck in a traffic jam right at a junction.
Are you reading this out?
No, this is
okay.
me. This is me.
Okay.
And
This is me.
Obviously
It's
it's
a bit like
him.
Yarwood.
and completely stationary, so I had loads of time to work out whether it was better for me to stay on the road or to go off the junction.
Oh.
Because I was just right at the junction, and eventually I decided to go off and park and get the train in.
And was it the right decision?
Probably not.
What was,
So don't
was
make
there
it-
Was there a derailment?
Don't make a decision in a traffic jam. I think that's what we've learned.
No, I'm not prepared to back that up. Already we're clashing.
Hi Frank, I was in the This is an email. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi Frank, I was in the traffic jam on the M25 a few years ago, stuck next to a minibus filled with female hockey players who got their breasts out and pressed them against the window.
Oh, goodness.
Are we allowed to say breasts?
Gregor
Yeah.
from Manchester.
Hold on, I'll have a look. No. We'll have to come up with something else they pressed against the window. Maybe their big masculine faces. That's what I think. Well, that's a good thing, though. That's women, taking over the power over their own sexuality.
It's empowering. It's like when those girls do the cover of Nuts. It's very empowering,
Well,
I
that's
find.
not so empowering, I don't think. But these were sports women.
It's probably hot in there, trying to cool themselves down on the...
Yeah.
I like that people are being very specific about which road they're on.
No,
they remember the road.
That's
don't they?
good. That's because they were both men. The sort of thing that men have been touchy about.
Oh, men love
I'll
roads.
tell you what happened to me yesterday when I was walking round Edinburgh.
Go on.
And this is the sort of thing, there's lots, because people are up here celebrities and stuff, you never know who you're going to bump into.
Yeah.
And I met Jimmy Carr! I met Jimmy Carr! Jimmy, I met Jimmy Carr! And, I was
Did
talking.
you? Where were you?
I
was
was,
wandering around Edinburgh?
I was just going up the North Bridge. And I saw Jimmy Carr in a T-shirt and jeans. He's virtually translucent nowadays.
You know Jimmy Carr's one of my best showbiz friends.
Yeah, well, that's a compliment. People like to be slim in the 21st century.
Yeah, I know he's lovely and svelte these days.
Oh, God, he's svelte.
He's svelte. He's very svelte.
Yeah, so anyway, we were chatting, and a man came up, and how can I put it? I think he was a man who'd... I don't know if he was homeless, but he looked like he'd certainly slept rough for a night or two.
Oh, dear.
And he's only a young bloke.
Was it Sean Hughes?
It was me.
I'm sorry, but I've got to ask.
And he said to him, he said, he's on now, not the week.
Like,
You're
it was
not
Sean
the week.
Hughes.
And And Jimmy said, no, I don't do Mock the Week, but I do a programme very much like it called Eight
Your
Out of
impression of
He said,
Jimmy.
it's 8 out of 10 cats on Channel 4. And I thought, look, this is not about with Sky Plus. Don't bother giving. Anyway, the bloke says, oh, show your hand. And he held out, I mean, a very dirty hand, indeed. Not
And
just
Jimmy's hands are very manicured and lovely.
Yeah, and this was not even averagely dirty. This looked like he could have been digging a pit with his bare hands.
Was it like Van Gogh's potato eaters?
Yes. And Jimmy said to him, "Well, I won't shake that because I'd like to keep my hands clean." He said, "But I'll do a fist touch."
Jimmy!
And I thought, how brilliant, because I'd have just shook it out of, embarrassment and fear. But Jimmy has got his standards and he's stuck with them. And I respect him. And I'm really glad that I'm a Jimmy Carr. I'm a Jimmy Carr. Jimmy.
Frank on radio. Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Absolute Radio.
Da, da, da. Yeah, that was Girls and Boys by Blur. Still is, in some ways.
Which we played the whole of, unlike another track earlier this show. Gareth, over to you.
We've had a text from Paul in Leeds. He says, first time I've listened to your show, normally in bed on Saturdays, horrified. You cut
Let's just end the text there. I like it to end there.
Doesn't end there, does it?
No. You cut the Travis song short. Absolute are not supposed to do that anymore.
Well, is that such a bad thing?
Oh, Paul, I'm sorry. This is the first time you've listened and all that. It was my fault. I overran, and it was otherwise the news would have been in. I'm sorry. Okay. I mean, just don't. What, you're going to give up on me after one? That's what I get. One chance? Is that it?
It's like Tiger
come
Woods
on,
again.
Paul. I'm under a lot of pressure here, for goodness sake. I've
Frank,
got two. Not Sarah Millican's coming in. She's a Perrier nominee. Not called Perrier anymore. It is really in my heart.
Foster's now, it's called.
Sarah Millican is our guest, and she'll be in shortly. Oh, I feel I'm in disgrace.
Well, it's funny you should say that. Because, we were talking about favourite traffic jams.
Yes.
Well, you talk about being in disgrace, but you talk about being upset. And we've had a text in from Tim of Tunbridge Wells.
Tim of Tunbridge Wells? Okay.
Would you like to add to that?
No, I just like the alliteration.
Oh, okay.
Just enjoying that.
He says, I was in a traffic jam once and saw Skinner crying in his car.
You know what had happened?
What?
I had the radio on and they just faded Ray Parker Jr.'s Ghostbusters. I didn't take it well. Gone. Oh, well, I don't know what. I can't imagine why. I don't cry often. I only usually cry at films. Perhaps I was remembering Bette Midler in Beaches.
You cry at that. You cry at things like Annie. Oh, you always cry at that.
Oh, I cry at Annie. Who
You always
doesn't? And maybe I'll forget how much she meant to me, and that she was. Paul's gone. He's gone.
Oh.
This is just for Paul. And that she was always.
No, you have to say the whole thing.
Faded, completely faded. Anyway, let me. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying we did have another text in about a traffic jam, didn't we, Gar?
We did. The text
I didn't like
we've
that.
had.
In the beginning.
He was sucking a sweet. He
What's
needs
that?
throat lozenges now. He's a big
For
celebrity.
his speech, preparing the voice for the speech.
What if he makes a speech later?
Have you got your speech ready?
Yeah. Test it on us.
No, I don't.
You definitely
you
have got a speech. You've got a spreadsheet.
I have, but we haven't got time for it.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to get out one of those. You know when they pretend? I don't like it when they pretend they haven't prepared.
Well, you can do your speech on the show next week. It's a shame to waste it.
Right.
Anyway.
After my trumpet solo!
Yeah, after your trumpet solo. Trombone. I'm calling it trombone. Let's hear the text.
Yeah.
Paul will be absolutely outraged because he'll never listen to us ever again.
I'm fading.
We all are.
I don't know what text we were going to read.
Oh,
Snow
okay.
Angels?
I don't. Yeah. There was one about a traffic jam.
You see, they
Something
get a
about a traffic
nomination
jam.
and suddenly they're too
Imagine
big to read the
something
text.
about a traffic jam.
That's the bottom line. Let me tell you something about nominations and honours, something that might put you in your place. Right? It's in the newspapers in the West Midlands and in the national newspaper, the Daily Star. Don't look at me like that. There's There's a hospital going to open in Smethwick, right? And let me get this right, because the money's quite important on this. It cost £484 million.
Wow.
Oh.
And they're going to have a vote on what to call it. And the three leading nominees so far are Prince William, the Prince William Hospital.
Oh, I like that.
Florence Nightingale.
No, not so keen on that.
And Frank Skinner.
Don't lie.
No, it's true.
Don't lie.
It's in the papers.
The Frank Skinner...
The Frank Skinner Hospital.
For the criminally insane.
And they had a quote from someone saying, well, it's nice because when you're in hospital it can be a bit depressing, but, you know, I suppose that'd cheer you up.
Well,
oh, my God. That is amazing. You're going to be a Aussie.
Well, I've got tough competition.
Yeah.
Is it like X Factor?
I mean,
Can we
William,
vote
I think if it was Harry, I'd be in trouble. But William, no, he's gone bald. He's not so popular.
Oh yeah.
Florence Nightingale is sort of linked to hospitals and that.
She's
made. People could argue she's done more for the healthcare profession. Than
Maybe, but you know, she's a bit yesterday. Hospitals. This is not about the past. It's about the future. What? Someone's going to come in with a candle at 1 o'clock in the morning into a hospital? Is that going to get rid of MRSA and E. coli? I don't think so.
Maybe because frame can be quite. If nothing else, they should call the grafts ward the Skinner ward.
Truly, that is the joke of the winner of the newcomer. Diddly diddly diddly.
This is Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
Guess what?
What?
Sarah Millican is in the studio.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you very much. It's really nice that comedy people say congratulations, whereas non-comedy people say good luck. I don't know if Gareth's noticed that.
Yeah.
And it's really weird because they think that if you don't win it, you've lost. And you think, no, still one of the top 5 shows. I'm quite happy being there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's congratulations rather than good luck. Isn't it?
I'm glad we're trying to get that across to Gareth just to soften
Oh, really?
the blow.
Oh, don't say that.
He's got a bit arrogant now, Sarah. Now he's
Has
had the
he?
nomination.
Bit
Oh,
cocky.
yeah.
Have not.
It's gone
They
from-
said if I don't win, I have to do a punishment of playing.
What's happened?
I spilled tea all over.
You spilled tea over at Sarah Millican.
Over TV Sarah Millican. That's what I call myself sometimes, TV's Sarah Millican. In my more cocky moments. So I think I might be getting a bit of Garethitis. Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
spilled tea over TV, Sarah.
She was very nice about it.
She was. She took
It
it well.
wasn't, to be honest, it was warm. It wasn't hot. So it was quite pleasant. It did feel a little bit like I might have wet myself. But I'm excited, but I'm not that excited. No offence, Frank.
No, that's all right. Well, if you like that, it's something to look forward to in later life. It won't be as bad as we thought.
I
Wetting
won't bother with
ourselves.
Tenor Lady. I just enjoy it.
So I went to see your show the other night, and the gang.
Yeah, we went
They
as
went
well.
to see, and we all agreed it's fabulous.
We love
Thank
it.
you.
It really is properly funny, and not.
That was what I wanted. I think it's such a small thing, but to me, it's the only thing. It has to just be hilarious.
Well, there's a lot of jokes in it. I mean, the jokes per minute rate is there's a lot.
Good.
And the audience rocked. It was just
Yeah.
great. It was
Was
one
it?
of those
No,
when
it
you
was a
come
really
out,
nice
you
night.
felt all happy and ooh. So I would say go and see it, but you won't be able to see it here now because I imagine it's crammed and sold out.
Yeah, sold out. But I'm going on tour, so
Yes.
there'll be a chance to see it there. So hooray!
Fabulous. So the last time you came in,
Yes.
you and Gareth had just been nominated for Chortle Awards.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so it's a marvellous theme. You're going up, because the Chortle Awards, we don't take that seriously, I think you'll agree. But these ones...
See you just before the Oscars, Sarah.
Well, I was thinking the Mobos. Can we do Mobos? That's my next one. I'm aiming for a Mobo. It's a lot of work
they're
needs
a
to be
broader
done, to be fair.
church than you might think, the Mobo. Yeah, you don't have to...
No.
Be able to sing.
No. No, you don't have to be singing. If you can talk.
We should do a gospel album. That's what we should do. That would be awesome.
I can clap. I can do that. And I'm
I,
quite big, so. What is Gareth's punishment if he doesn't win?
Well,
Have you
Gareth,
decided what it's-
as you may know, is something of a trumpet player.
Yeah.
something
some
of.
trumpet
It
lessons.
doesn't sound very complimentary.
So
Something of a trumpet
if
player.
he doesn't win, he's going to play the trumpet on the show next week.
Yeah, he was
Is that-
ill-advisedly
Is that a
boasting.
punishment?
Well,
Well, maybe for you guys.
exactly. We're suggesting fly to the bumblebee.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. So I read that you said that if you win the award today, Sarah, you're going to buy a load of tops.
Yeah. Well, my rule is if I get, I know
It's good to give yourself a little present.
I'm pushing the boat out. I'm not going to buy. Well, you see, it's. When I get a good review, I buy a top. That's my rule. So it has to be 4 or 5 stars, and then I get a top. And there's no difference between 4 or 5 stars because it's just a good review. And if I get, although I decided because I never get a good review in The Guardian, so I decided I'm just going to have The Guardian don't like me top. So
this way you always get a top, am I right?
Oh yeah, well I
Where
make
do
the
you buy
rules.
the tops from, Sarah?
Wherever I like.
Oh
Yeah.
there's
no,
get you.
there aren't any rules in that area. No. So I'm still due about 5 tops. So I'm going to have proper blast when I get back to Manchester. I think.
Well, if you win,
Yeah.
you could get a Bolero jacket. I mean, let's go crazy.
It's never crossed my mind a Bolero jacket,
Well.
but it will now.
Well, I mean, what better ornament for the
Some
award?
pantaloons, maybe, or culottes, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
What does the award look like nowadays? It's not a silver bottle of Perrier anymore.
No,
is it?
it's a big block of Perspex.
Oh.
But it's blue now because it's Foster's.
Oh, it's
so,
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you need is a pastel shade jacket that when you're carrying the award, it'll be
Which
noticeable.
I will.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
going to see if they can attach a handle if I do win.
Well,
so I
maybe
can
they could
pretend it's a big handbag.
Or they could attach a pin. You could wear it as a brooch. What you need is sturdy lapels on the new top.
Yeah, I look into that.
Something that'll take that kind of weight.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
Frank, can I just say we had a text in mentioning Sarah, in fact. Do you remember Paul from Leeds who was cross because you faded out a Travis song?
Oh yes.
It was a long story, Sarah.
Okay.
Anyway, he says, ha ha ha, apology accepted. Give my love to Sarah. She's hilarious. For a Geordie.
Oh, it's almost a
Paul.
compliment.
It was a compliment. I'd have left the last clause off, but not Emily.
No.
Yeah, the whole.
Thanks, pet. You spill your tea on us and then you're a bit mean via a man in the world. Thank you.
See, she was nice to you before the nomination. Now suddenly you're a
That's
threat.
true, actually.
I'm going off you now, Sarah.
So, Sarah, you were part of history. I suppose we all are in a small way, but you actually were a victim of the volcanic dust story.
Yeah, we got stuck in Australia. I was in Melbourne for the festival, and then I was already getting really homesick, sort of midway through counting down, and then somebody goes, "Yeah, you can't go home on Monday." No, because we thought it would be okay, and then obviously it wasn't, and we had to stay for an extra week. But you don't know that it's going to be a week. You just know day by day that it's not going to be that day.
Is it
And,
like an odd
it's
feeling of
horrible.
being trapped? Or
It is. It's absolutely horrible because I was sort of cancelling things in my diary and did a lot of crying and bought a lot of chocolate, bought some tops, hadn't got any good reviews. See,
Some volcanic tops in case it
I
came
can
right down.
change the rules whenever I like. Yeah, I can't go home tops. I wanted to buy my family some Australia tat. So I went into one of those Australia tat shops and everything had I Heart Melbourne on, and by this stage I really didn't. So I bought a pencil that said I Heart Melbourne and I crossed out the I Heart and I wrote underneath in pen is all right. So I've got a Melbourne is all right pencil. But isn't that a niche? There's definitely a market there for I miss my flat key rings for people who are on the road. You should definitely be able to buy things.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
merchandise.
I can't remember
Yeah.
what my family look like pens.
I think since the advent of the camera, that is not quite so bad.
Well, yeah, but my mum and dad, the first year that I did Edinburgh, I went home to see my mum and dad midway through the festival for my dad's birthday, and they said, just in case you got lonely, we've made you a keyring. So they got a keyring of the three of them together, like a photograph of them, which was lovely, but they were in a hot tub. So, it's supposed to make me go, oh, I miss my family, and it just makes me laugh every time, because it's essentially my parents and my sister in an outside bath. Brilliant.
All right, it's, if only it's steamed on contact. I've been in the hot tub with my girlfriend's
don't
mom.
wanna know.
Oh, okay.
disgusting.
Okay, well, let's do some nuts and bolts stuff here, because you're on tour and we should get
Yes.
some... when does that start,
The tour
and how
starts-
long and all
Well,
that?
it starts on the 26th of September in Oxford and goes to, at the moment, till December, but we're about to release some more dates that will take us to April. So it's quite
Wow.
lengthy.
Yeah.
For a first tour, it's going to be over 80 dates, which is bonkers. Somebody said to me, are you going to have a tour manager? And I said, no, because I'm pretty sure I can negotiate a pint of tap water in any venue I like. So I don't require somebody to do that for me. So
You're
it's
not
just
having
me.
a tour manager?
No, well, it was only going to be like 25 dates, and then we went, oh, okay, well, they all sold out, so we'll put some more on, and then, well, maybe we'll put some more on. So all of a sudden it's just... But I was thinking, because I'm so used to coming off stage, and, you know, there's like another comic who will say, like, oh, well done, or, you know, oh, that was a tough room, or, you know, somebody who you know, makes you feel normal again, if it's been hard or good. And I thought, there's nobody going to be there, so I'm going to try and convince the sound tech by way of a Twix. If they'll just come off and no matter what's happening, just go, well, I think you're brilliant. So, and then that covers all bases, doesn't it? If it's
What
gone well,
you
if it
need is a
hasn't.
parrot.
I need a recording to go with the key ring of your mum and dad in the hot tub.
I wouldn't rely on a sound tech. So you're actually going to drive yourself on tour?
Yeah.
That can't be right. Really?
Lee Mack does that.
Yeah, but that's because Lee Mack's a control freak, not because he can't get someone.
No, I'm quite happy. I think it'll be fine because I'm used to driving for gigs anyway. And to be honest, I mean, the tour's geographically better than gigs would be anyway because you sort of put things in, you know, so that they're convenient. And a lot of the places I'll just drive back to, you know, boyfriend lives in Birmingham and I live in Manchester, so, you know, it shouldn't be too bad.
Actually, Jimmy Carr does that as well.
Does he? He drives himself?
In his car, yeah.
I think we're learning a lot about you, Frank.
I think you are. It's a very idea, you know.
Seems like all of the comedians are happy to drive themselves apart from you.
No, I'm already, you know, I'm an artist. I can't be thinking about, oh, perhaps it is me. I wouldn't mind if there was a traffic jam. I could, you know, go through some material in.
Exactly.
This is Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
Dave Gorman, he drove himself on a bicycle.
I can't ride a bike, so that's not going to
I
happen.
can't ride a bike.
Can you not?
I never meet
Oh,
any adults who
excellent.
can't ride a bike. How
I
marvellous.
was good on a three-wheeler, and then I just
Yeah.
never bothered learning. I had an imaginary library. What, do I need to go outside for?
You had an imaginary library.
Yeah, well, I mean, the books were real, you know, and the tickets were real because I made them out of cardboard. But there was nobody came in because it was my bedroom. It'd be weird. But I did have some change in the drawer in case anybody was late, and I had to charge them fines. What did I need a bike for? What, fresh air and exercise? Don't be daft.
Well, I mean, you must have heard of a mobile library.
That's true. Maybe if the comedy doesn't work out,
Yeah, what about
I could
the
get myself a van.
The elderly in the community who can't get out to the library. What
I
about
don't
them?
think they were interested in the Ha Ha Bonk book, which was the first one on the shelf, which is a joke book about a man laughing his head off.
Oh, okay. I'm so glad you explained what that was. It sounds like the sex life of a Norwegian rock band.
The parents in the hot tub bought that for her.
They certainly did.
So you have a website.
Yes,
Which,
sarahmillican.co.uk, which has all of the tour information on and DVD stuff as well, because I'm recording a DVD next year, so that's
I
very
love the way
exciting.
Sarah says tour. Say tour again.
Tour.
Oh, I love it.
patronising.
Well, I didn't think it was patronising. Normally that is. It was really quite nice.
And your website contains your puddings gallery.
Yeah, I've got a pudding button, which is just because I think websites.
Well, we all have, dear.
I think most websites have please buy this, please buy tickets for this, please buy, and I thought there needs to be something there that doesn't require any money from people, just something that's for fun. So I just take a photograph of every pudding I've ever eaten and put it up there. So, and I'm working hard this festival, just, for me fans.
I take it you photograph it before you've eaten it.
Yeah, otherwise it'd just be like a licked plate.
Okay. Well, you could get a fibre optic lens.
Oh no, not like that. That's horrible. No, I take photographs of. But there's rules. I can't take a photograph of somebody else's pudding because
No.
I've got it. It's got to be the one I'm eating.
Yeah.
There are rules.
Oh, no paparazzi pudding it. Yeah, quite right. Have you found yourself choosing more picturesque puddings for photographic reasons?
No, but I'm sometimes disappointed in myself if I have the same thing off a menu that I know is already up there. So I try
Yes.
and just take it from a different angle. Put a cup of tea in the background or something like
You
that.
could just. Do you remember those things you used to get in the newspaper, like mystery photos? And they were an everyday object from an unusual
Oh,
angle.
yeah.
You could recognise the cake.
People
from
just
it.
emailing an apple pie.
Like a real close-up of a walnut. And you have to guess what that is. Well, look, as always, Sarah, it's fabulous to have you on.
Thank you.
And all my fingers are crossed. Well, you
Yeah.
might have thought that was arthritis when you came in. But no, I've got on one hand there for you and on the other hand there for Gareth. But
It would be nice if we could do the double.
But you're quite right that the nomination is the big thing.
I think it is. I feel, this is it, I'm done. And if I get something else today, then that's great. But it's a free barbecue, so, I'm just happy with meat.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll get stuck in.
free
Will you be
meat.
photographing that, or does...
Oh, well, if there's pudding there, but not... I can't start
you
putting
can't
chicken
start
legs
doing,
up there. That'll
start doing
confuse people.
savouries. Maybe you could do
No.
sketches of savouries.
Like they've been in court.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
The Killers, human. I say the Killers, human. There's people at home write these down. You know,
There
it's like
are.
train spotting. Yeah, because they think,
Who
oh, I
writes
like
it
that.
down?
I like that. What was that? I'll go and get that from the shop.
I don't go to the shop to get the music.
They do. I think absolute listeners do. I don't think there's any downloading goes on amongst. I imagine it's a lot of men in t-shirts now, black t-shirts.
Wandering around looking for a Woolies.
I beg your pardon.
Is that another Freudian slip? Or was that my hearing?
Woolies!
Yeah, wandering around looking at you, said he. So, texts.
Yes, morning from Bob McCardle.
Oh yeah.
Bit more geeky info, re the King's Lead Hat
Re,
reference.
don't say RE. That's
Re,
religious
sorry.
education, Re.
Re the King's Lead Hat
Oh,
reference.
the King's Lead Hat. Yeah, by Brian Eno.
So is that info referencing the King's Lead Hat reference? Yeah, from Frank.
Changed. It's changed.
King's Lead
Yeah.
Hat is an anagram of Talking Heads. Aha.
Aha,
Really?
aha, or Talking Heads. Which one is it? Make your mind up, Bob
Oh, it's a whole
McCardle.
list of 80s and 90s. But is it right? You know that I've known that track, the King's Lead Hat, for probably 25 years, I would guess, and it's never occurred to me that is a. The King's Lead Hat is a mother to desire. It will come. It will come. It will surely come. Never thought about it. What else?
I've got another text. They've
Ooh.
quite wisely remained anonymous. A pedant writes, that's not me, that's not my judgment, that's just
Okay.
what they've called themselves.
Oh,
That's-
I like the sound of it so far.
Yeah, a pedant writes, bolero is a dance. When it's a jacket, it's pronounced bolero. Oh, because that was a reference to you made earlier.
What a load
Yeah,
of bolero.
You've messed with the wrong person here. Don't cross Emily Dean on fashion.
No,
Wow.
It's going to go bad.
Frank, I would have to say I'm in support of you over this.
I've never heard bolero
No,
before.
previously it was the case.
Has she got mixed up with Lily Bolero, the old English folk song?
I don't know. But all I
Oh,
would
Brother
say...
James, have you heard the decree? Lily Bolero, bull and a law, that there shall be a new deputy. Lily Bolero, bull and a law. Lero, lero, Lily Bolero, everybody. I wonder about you people at home, not just in here. Come on, you man in the black t-shirt. Lily Bolero, bull and a law. Lero, yes, you. Lily Bolero, come on, get out of bed. Lily Bolero, bull and a law. So
Extraordinary.
What about this woman who put the cat in the bin? I don't want this show to end without some
No.
reference to it.
Well, I can't say, because I enjoyed the story enormously. I know it's wrong, what she did.
Well, I showed it to my girlfriend and a couple of friends of hers that she had round, and I said, how shocking in this? I said that someone put their cat in a bin and they thought it was a bunch of kids. I said, turns out to be a 45-year-old woman. Look at this.
Yeah.
And I showed them, and she went, oh my, I cannot believe that. She's only 45.
Well, I thought
I
it was
said,
shocking.
she's from Coventry. That's from 45 years. Don't judge me.
I know.
You know, I've come up here, I've gone to London and ate nice food. But she was a 45-year-old woman.
The clothes were a problem as well.
I mean,
But
she should have just got in the bin herself.
Have we discovered why she did it? I don't know why
It's
she
a
did
joke.
She said it was a joke.
it. A joke?
Yeah.
I haven't quite. I think what she did it, and then she went off to get the spring mechanism. The whole thing was going to be a Jack in the Box type thing. And she went off and she got waylaid shopping, never went back with the spring mechanism, and the basic element of the cat was just left at the bottom of the thing. I think that's what happened. I can't quite work out what the joke was.
No,
Maybe
I
it was
don't
for
know.
some dogs they might have been watching or
Maybe
something.
she was going to put a dog in as well.
Yeah. Oh, now that would have been funny.
That would have been good. If she'd have come back with two dogs, what did each have? She picked it up. You know, they pick them up. I don't know if you call it the scruff of the back, but they probably can't.
Yeah.
They pick them up by the skin. She did that and put it in.
She looked quite practised.
Yeah.
I like the way she looked round really furtively I loved the furtive look.
Oh, yeah, she was furtive. Maybe she thought that it would be a good echo. That would be the joke. People would walk past. Do you think?
Why did they have a CCTV camera on a bin?
Well, I don't know. They had one outside their house.
They worried about their
wasn't it
bins.
the people's own CCTV camera?
What do you mean
Very
the people's own?
The people who
As in the people's princess?
Yeah.
The people's own CCTV camera?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it was held in great affection by the nation, that CCTV camera. Now, the people who own the cat had got their own CCTV camera.
Right.
Oh,
I think that was the I didn't work it out.
Well, it's calling it The Cat. It's a celebrity now. It's called Lola.
Is it
and it's
called
4
Lola?
years old, yeah.
4 years old, but it looks 50. Well, I really, it was a strange
Extraordinary woman.
And what's the woman's name? Jennifer Curiosity.
No, she didn't kill it.
No, yeah, no, she just put it in
But that
there.
would have been marvellous if she had been called that.